Hey guys, this is the Octopus Hermit, emerging from my solitude to talk about the things I viewed. This is a review of Naruto chapter 698, so without further ado, let's dive right into it. Now, I'll start off by saying that I didn't enjoy this chapter to the extent that I enjoyed the previous one, but this still had a lot of good stuff in it. And the last page really stuck the landing for the whole Naruto vs. Sasuke fight. It starts off with Sasuke about to Chidori Naruto, but Naruto gives him a quick uppercut, knocks him way back, and so Sasuke decides to form a Kagutsuchi, and Kurama tells Naruto that he's going to give Naruto the rest of his chakra, but it's going to put him to sleep. Now, this is an interesting development potentially. If Kurama goes to sleep, then Naruto won't be able to rely on the Nine-Tails' power for a while, and he'll be forced to just use his own. This could force Naruto to mature to a degree, if he only can rely on his own power and be more self-reliant that way. Although I'm sure he's just going to absorb the other half of the Nine-Tails, why wouldn't he? That's what he was going to do before Sasuke sealed the tailed beasts. And Naruto and Sasuke just have this clash, their attacks meet, and it makes this giant explosion. And then it cuts to later on that night, and Naruto and Sasuke are just laying next to each other. They can't move. And Sasuke says to Naruto, "Why are you going this far to stop me?" And Naruto says, "Because we're friends. And when I look at you, I hurt." I thought that Naruto's dialogue could have been rewritten a little better. Thought he could have said something like, I understood your pain and what you were going through. I felt bad for you. I felt empathy. Something along those lines would have been better. But it's not that big of a deal. I guess it is the sort of cliche thing Naruto would say. And so then we get to see what Sasuke's true thoughts are about Naruto and whatnot. And at first, Sasuke viewed Naruto as just somebody who was annoying and weak, but then over time he developed a degree of empathy for him and started to look up to him. But at the same time, Sasuke would view himself as weak too, since he had empathy for somebody he considered weak. This develops an inferiority complex within Sasuke, and that's what's driven him to become as strong as he is. And we find out that Sasuke eventually came to view Team 7 as like a replacement family to him. And he viewed Naruto in the same light that he viewed Itachi. But he also became jealous of Naruto's strength. Not just in terms of like physical strength and chakra and all that, but also in just how resilient Naruto was, and how he would always persevere and maintain like a level of happiness within himself. And so we cut to the next morning, and they still can't move. And Sasuke officially admits defeat, and Naruto's having none of that. He says, "This isn't the type of fight you can win or lose. This was just to smack some sense into you, and our real fight's gonna come later on." And then Sasuke says, If I die here, the infinite Tsukiyomi's going to cancel out, and I want you to just remove my Rinnegan, give it to Kakashi, and I can atone that way. But Naruto says if you want to atone, do it with the way you live your life. And he says, what I want to do requires the cooperation of all shinobi, and that includes you, Sasuke. And then there's some back and forth friendly insults to each other, and then we get to the final double spread page, and it shows that Naruto and Sasuke are each missing an arm. And the blood is coming and it's flowing together, symbolizing that they are officially bonded with each other. And it's nicely done. It faces a few questions, a few nitpicks, like how did they not bleed to death if they just had their blood flowing out all night? And they're still alive now? And how come Sakura and Kakashi aren't stepping in to help them now that the fight's over? Like, what are they up to? But those are some minor nitpicks. I mean, why do you expect realism in a fantasy manga? You gotta just take it with a grain of salt. But that's where the chapter ended. The fight is now over. We have 2 chapters left. Next week, it's been revealed it's going to be 2 chapters. I thought it was just going to be like one long chapter, but I guess it makes sense. He wanted to end on an even 700 chapters. And the 700th chapter is also going to be in full color, which is nice. And so that was the chapter. It was nice to find out like how Sasuke really viewed Naruto. It was nice to get into his mind for a bit, because for a lot of part 2 he's been irrational, problematic with his whole revenge, like getting revenge against his brother, and then finding out his brother was good, and I guess I better go get revenge on Konoha then. It was kind of illogical, which is not suiting to Sasuke. He was always cold and methodical. The artwork continues to be just really well done. There's a lot of expression on their faces, and of course the last page of them just lying there, then you seeing the blood go together, that was just superbly drawn, and just good visual imagery all around. This wasn't quite as enjoyable as last week's chapter, but this was still pretty nice, and it's a step up from all the lameness going on in the war arc. Yeah, this fight was pretty short, but I guess it still feels like it had a good pace to me. I guess it's better than it being too drawn out, too overblown. Something like this, it just comes in quick, hits hard, done. I like that sort of thing. A fight doesn't have to be super long for it to be good. And this was very enjoyable and entertaining. And it's good to see some resolution between Naruto and Sasuke, and now it's just the ending from here. And that's the end of my review. Feel free to like my video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, whatever floats your boat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya.